Captain Hansol walked slowly across the bridge of the ESS horizon. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. The ship was huge, bigger than anything humans had ever built before. It stretched almost 2 kilometers from front to back. The sea. Hull was thick steel painted white with blue stripes. Large windows showed the stars outside. Hansol looked at his crew. They were the best people Earth could find: scientists, engineers, soldiers, and explorers. All of them had trained for 5 years for this moment. Today, humans would travel faster than light for the first time. "Chief Engineer Young Min report," Hansol said into his radio. Young Min's voice came back clear. "All systems are working. Perfectly, Captain. The fusion engines are running smooth. The new spacefold drive is ready. We can jump whenever you give the order." Hansol nodded. The spacefold drive was humanity's greatest invention. Scientists had worked for 20 years to build it. It would bend space itself, letting the ship travel incredible distances in seconds. No human had ever tried it before. Navigator Hei-Wan sat at her control station. Screens showed star maps and numbers. She had studied every star system within 50 light-years of Earth. Today's target was Proxima Centauri, the closest star to their home. "Navigation ready, Captain," Hei-Wan said. "Course plotted to Proxima Centauri system. Distance is 4.2 light-years. The jump should take 30 seconds. Communications Officer Su Jin, send the final message to Earth," Hansol ordered. Su Jin typed on her keyboard. "Message sent, Captain. Earth Control confirms they received it. They wish us good luck." Hansol thought about Earth. His wife and children were there, waiting for news. Millions of people watched on television screens. This mission would change everything. If it worked, humans could explore the galaxy. If it failed, everyone on the ship would die. Chief Science Officer Daun checked her instruments one more time. "All scientific equipment is working," she said. "We will record everything that happens. Future ships will learn from our experience." The bridge was quiet. Everyone knew this was history. For thousands of years, humans had looked at the stars and wondered what was out there. Today, they would find out. "Security Chief Tae-ho, are your men ready?" Hansol asked. "Yes, Captain. All Marines are at their stations. We do not know what we will find out there. My team is prepared for anything." Hansol walked to the captain's chair. It was made of leather and metal, built to last. Everything on the ship was built to last. Human engineers did not make things that broke easily. They made things tough and strong. "Pilot Wu Jin, take us away from Earth's orbit," Hansol said. Wu Jin's hands moved over his controls. The ship's engines hummed louder. Outside the windows, Earth grew smaller. The blue and green planet that humans called home became a dot. Soon, even the sun looked like just another star. "We are clear of all gravity fields, Captain," Wu Jin reported. "Ready for spacefold jump." Engineer So Young watched her screens. "Power levels are perfect. The spacefold drive is charged and ready. All safety systems are green." Hansol stood up. This was the moment. He pressed the ship-wide communication button. His voice went to every room on the horizon. "Attention all crew. This is Captain Hansol. In 60 seconds, we will make humanity's first faster-than-light jump. We go not just for ourselves, but for all humans. We carry the hopes and dreams of our entire species. Whatever we find out, there, we will face it together. Prepare for jump." The bridge crew counted down. 60 seconds, 50 seconds, 40 seconds. Han Solo thought about all the humans who had come before, ancient people who built boats to cross oceans, brave pilots who flew the first airplanes, astronauts who walked on the moon. Now it was his turn to take the next step. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. All stations report ready, Captain, Young Min said. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump, Han Solo said. Haywan pressed the jump button. The spacefold drive activated. Reality twisted around the ship. The stars outside stretched into long lines of light. Space bent and folded. The horizon disappeared from Earth's solar system in a flash of blue light. For 30 seconds, the ship existed between normal space and something else. The crew felt strange, like they were falling and floating at the same time. Some people felt sick, others laughed with excitement. Everyone held their breath. Then it was over. The ship appeared in normal space again. Outside the windows, new. Stars shone. A red dwarf star burned in the distance. This was Proxima Centauri, humanity's first destination among the stars. Jump complete, Haywan announced. We are in the Proxima Centauri system. All navigation systems show we arrived exactly where we planned. The bridge crew cheered. They had done it. Humans had traveled faster than light. The impossible had become possible. All departments report status, Han Solo ordered. One by one, his officers reported. The engines were fine. The ship's hull had no damage. All crew members were alive and healthy. The spacefold drive had worked perfectly. Excellent work, everyone, Han Solo said. Begin long-range scans. Let us see what is out here. Dayun activated the ship's sensors. Radio waves and light beams spread out in all directions. The sensors looked for planets, asteroids, and anything else interesting. Captain, I am detecting 3 planets in this system, Dayun said. One is very close to the star. One is in the middle. One is far away and cold. The middle planet might be able to support life. Any signs of intelligent life? Han Solo asked. Not yet, Captain. I need more time to scan properly. Su Jin listened to radio frequencies. No artificial radio signals detected. If there are intelligent beings here, they are not using radio to communicate. The crew worked for several hours. They took pictures of the planets. They measured radiation levels. They collected data about the star itself. Everything was new and exciting. Young Min came to the bridge. Captain, the spacefold drive needs 12 hours to recharge. We cannot jump again until tomorrow. That is fine, Han Solo said. We have much to explore here. As the horizon moved deeper into the system, Han Solo felt proud. Humans had taken their first step into the galaxy. They were no longer trapped in one solar system. The universe was vast and full of mysteries. Now humans could start finding answers. The ship's sensors continued scanning. Soon they would know if life existed around other stars. Soon they would learn if humans were alone in the universe. Whatever they found, Han Solo and his crew were ready. The horizon flew toward the inner planets. Behind them, Earth was 4 light years away. Ahead of them lay the unknown. Humanity's greatest adventure had begun. Outside the bridge windows, alien. Stars shone with cold light. The galaxy was huge and ancient. Somewhere out there might be other intelligent species. Some might be friendly, others might be dangerous. Han Solo did not know what his crew would find, but he knew they would face it with courage. The first day among the stars was almost over. Tomorrow would bring new discoveries. The crew of the Horizon were no longer just humans from Earth. They were explorers of the galaxy. 3 days had passed since the Horizon arrived in the Proxima Centauri system. The crew worked day and night studying the planets and taking measurements. Everything was going well until Hei-Wan saw something impossible on her screens. "Captain, Hansol, please come to the navigation station immediately," she said. Her voice was tight with worry. Hansol walked quickly to her station. "What is it, Navigator?" "Ships, Captain. Alien ships. They just appeared on our sensors. 27 vessels coming toward us fast." The bridge became very quiet. Everyone stopped what they were doing. This was the moment humans had wondered about for centuries. They were about to meet beings from another world. "Put it on the main screen," Hansol ordered. The large screen at the front of the bridge showed space around them. At first there was nothing. Then small dots appeared. The dots grew larger as they came closer. Soon everyone could see the alien ships clearly. The ships were beautiful and strange. They looked like they were made of crystal and metal mixed together. Blue and white light flowed along their hulls. They moved in perfect formation, like dancers, in the sky. Each ship was about the same size as the Horizon, but they looked much more advanced. "Sujin, try to contact them," Hansol said. Communications officer Sujin worked at her station. She sent radio signals on many different frequencies. She tried light signals and even mathematical patterns. For several minutes there was no response. Then, the main screen changed. A face appeared. It was clearly not human. The being had pale blue skin and large dark eyes. Its head was longer than a human head. When it spoke, the words were translated by the ship's computer. "Unknown vessel. You have entered space belonging to the Valian Empire. I am Admiral Kael'tar of the Imperial Fleet. State your identity and purpose." Hansol stepped forward. "I am Captain Hansol of the Earthship Horizon. We are explorers from the planet Earth. We come in peace to learn about the galaxy." Admiral Kael'tar's large eyes showed surprise. "Earth? I have never heard of this world. Your vessel appears primitive. How did you achieve faster than light? Travel? We developed it ourselves," Hansol said proudly. "This is humanity's first journey to another star system." The alien admiral looked shocked. Behind him, other Valian officers whispered to each other. They seemed upset about something. "You claim to have developed spacefold technology independently?" Kael'tar asked. "That is impossible. Only advanced civilizations can build such drives. Your ship looks like it was made by children." Hansol felt anger rising in his chest. The Horizon was humanity's greatest achievement. No one would insult it in front of him. "Our ship may look simple to you, but it works perfectly," he said. "We traveled 4 light years without any problems." Chief Science Officer Da'un stepped beside the captain. "Admiral Kael'tar, we would be honored to exchange scientific knowledge with your people. Perhaps we can learn from each other." Kael'tar laughed. It was not a friendly sound. "Learn from you? Impossible. You are a young species that somehow stole spacefold technology. Your crude ship proves you do not understand what you possess." Security Chief Tae-Ho moved closer to the captain. His hand rested on his weapon. "Captain, I do not like the way they are talking to us." More alien ships appeared on the sensors. Soon 50 Valian vessels surrounded the Horizon. Their crystal hulls glowed brighter. Weapon ports opened along their sides. "Captain Hansol," Admiral Kael'tar said, "by order of the Valian Empire, you will surrender your ship immediately. Your primitive species cannot be allowed to possess faster-than-light technology. We will take your vessel for study and return. You to your home world." The bridge crew looked at their captain. Everyone waited to see what he would do. Outside, the alien ships moved into attack positions. Han Solo thought about Earth. He thought about the millions of humans who were counting on this mission. He thought about his children and what kind of galaxy they would grow up in. Would humans be slaves to alien empires? Or would they stand as equals among the stars? Admiral Kyle Tarr, Han Solo said slowly, I respect your empire and your people, but we will not surrender our ship. The horizon belongs to humanity, and we will keep it. Kyle Tarr's face showed anger. You dare refuse the Valian Empire? Your primitive weapons cannot harm our ships. Our crystal hulls can absorb any energy attack. Surrender now, or we will take your ship by force. We will not surrender, Han Solo repeated. Engineer Young Min spoke quietly to the captain. Sir, our shields are fully charged. The hull armor is thick. We can take some hits if we need to. Pilot Wu Jin checked his controls. Engines are ready, Captain. I can get us out of here fast if you give the order. Su Jin continued trying to communicate with other alien ships. Captain, some of the smaller vessels are sending different signals. Not all of them seem to agree with the Admiral. Han Solo made his decision. All crew, prepare for combat, raise shields, charge weapons, but do not fire unless they fire first. We came here in peace, and we will try to leave in peace. The horizons. Defensive systems activated. Energy barriers formed around the ship. Weapon ports opened. The human ship might look primitive, but it was ready to fight. Admiral Kale Tarr saw the human preparations. So be it. You have chosen your fate. All ships prepare to fire. We will disable their engines and capture them alive. The Valian ships powered their weapons. Bright energy began building in crystal chambers along their hulls. Soon they would attack. Han Solo looked at his crew. These brave humans had volunteered to risk everything for their species. Now they faced their first test among the stars. Remember, he told them, we represent all of humanity. Whatever happens here will determine how the galaxy sees our people. Show them that humans do not give up easily. Da Yun studied the alien ships on her sensors. Captain, their energy signatures are very high, but their hull construction is different from ours. They seem to focus on energy efficiency rather than physical strength. Tejo prepared his weapon systems. Their ships are beautiful, but beauty does not win battles. Let us see how tough they really are. The tension built as both fleets faced each other. Humans and aliens meeting for the first time. One side demanded surrender. The other refused to kneel. In space between the ships, nothing moved. Stars watched silently as two species prepared for conflict. The horizon was alone, surrounded by 50 enemy vessels. But Captain Han Solo and his crew were ready to fight for humanity's right to explore the galaxy. The first chapter of human galactic history was about to be written in fire and light among alien stars. Admiral Kale Tarr raised his hand. The gesture was a signal to his fleet. 50 Valian ships aimed their weapons at the lone human vessel. Crystal chambers along their hulls glowed bright blue. Fire! Kale Tarr commanded. Energy beams shot from the alien ships. The beams were pure light, focused and deadly. They hit the horizon from all directions. The space around the human ship filled with blinding flashes. On the bridge, the lights flickered. The floor shook slightly, but the ship held together. Damage report, Captain Han Solo called out. Engineer Young Min checked his screens. Shields at 80%. No hull damage. All systems working normally. Han Solo smiled. The Valian weapons were powerful, but human shields were stronger than the aliens expected. Admiral Kale Tar stared at his screens in shock. Impossible! Our energy weapons should have cut through their hull like paper. Fire again. Maximum power. The alien ships fired a second time. More energy beams struck the horizon. This time the beams were twice as bright and hot. The space around the human ship looked like a star exploding. Again, the horizon survived. Shields at 60%, young men reported. Some minor damage to outer hull plating, but we are still fully operational. Chief Science Officer Dayun studied her readings. Captain, I understand what is happening. Their weapons are designed to fight ships like theirs. Crystal hulls that focus on energy efficiency. Our ship is built differently. How so? Han Sol asked. Human military thinking is different, Dayun explained. We build things to survive, not to be efficient. Our hull is solid steel, 3 meters thick. Our shields use multiple layers of different technologies. These aliens have never fought anything built the human way. Security Chief Tae-ho laughed. They make their ships like jewelry. Pretty to look at, but not very tough. Our ship is made like a tank. Han Sol nodded. Tae-ho, return fire. Show them what human weapons can do. Tae-ho activated the Horizon's weapon systems. Unlike the graceful energy beams of the aliens, human weapons were different. They were railguns that shot pieces of metal at incredible speed, simple but deadly. Firing railguns, Tae-ho announced. Metal slugs shot from the Horizon's weapon ports. Each slug was the size of a car and moved at 30% of light speed. They struck the nearest Valian ship. The beautiful crystal hull shattered like glass. The alien ship spun out of control, its systems failing. Emergency lights flashed along its broken surface. What weapon was that? Admiral Kale Tar demanded over the communication channel. Kinetic railgun, Han Sol replied. We shoot pieces of metal very, very fast. Da-un watched her sensors. Captain, look at this. Their shields are designed to stop energy weapons, but solid objects pass right through them. Their defense systems never expected kinetic attacks. The Valian fleet scattered in confusion. They had never seen weapons like this before. Their advanced technology was useless against simple chunks of metal moving at high speed. All ships, maintain distance, Kale Tar ordered his fleet. Analyze their weapon systems. How is this possible? Pilot Wu Jin turned to the captain. Sir, should I move us closer to their fleet? Do it, Han Sol said. Let them see that we are not afraid. The Horizon accelerated toward the alien ships. Its thick hull and powerful engines pushed forward. The Valian ships moved away, trying to keep their distance. Engineer So Young watched the alien fleet's movements. Captain, they are afraid of us. Look how they run when we get close. Han Sol opened a communication channel to the Valian admiral. Admiral Kale Tar, we do not want to fight, but we will defend ourselves. Your weapons cannot harm us, and our weapons can destroy your ships. Perhaps we should talk instead of fight. Kale Tar's face showed confusion and anger. Your technology makes no sense. Kinetic weapons are primitive. Energy weapons are superior in every way. How can you be winning? Different does not mean primitive, Han Sol said. Humans have spent thousands of years learning to fight. We know that the best weapon is the one that works. Da-Yun studied the alien ships more carefully. Captain, I think I understand their problem. They have spent so long fighting each other that all their weapons and defenses are the same. Energy weapons and energy shields. They forgot that other approaches exist. Youngmin agreed. It is like they all learned the same lessons. They made their technology very advanced, but also very specialized. They cannot deal with something completely different. Another Vaelian ship tried to attack. It fired a massive energy beam at the horizon. The beam was so bright it could be seen from other planets, but the human shields absorbed the energy and converted it to power for their own systems. Tejo fired back with a railgun. The metal slug punched through the alien ship's hull. Atmosphere leaked out in a white cloud. The ship's crew sent emergency signals. "Stop!" Admiral Kael'tar called out. "We surrender this engagement. Your weapons are too dangerous to our ships." Hansol was surprised. The mighty Vaelian Empire was giving up after only a few minutes of fighting. "We accept your surrender," Hansol said, "but we want to help your damaged ships. We have medical supplies and repair equipment. You would help us?" "After we attacked." "You?" Kael'tar asked. "That is what humans do?" Hansol replied. "We help those who need help." The horizon moved toward the damaged Vaelian ships. Human engineers and doctors prepared to assist their former enemies. This surprised the aliens even more than the kinetic weapons. Sujin established communication with the wounded alien crews. "This is the Horizon Medical Team. We are sending doctors to help your injured. Do not be afraid." Young Min prepared repair drones. "Our engineering bots can fix your hull breaches. Just tell us where to start." Admiral Kael'tar watched in amazement as humans helped repair the ships that had just tried to destroy them. "I do not understand your species. You fight with primitive weapons that somehow defeat our advanced technology. Then you help your enemies. What kind of beings are you?" Hansol appeared on the main screen again. "We are humans, Admiral. We fight when we must, and we help when we can. We came to the stars to learn, not to conquer." Dayun sent her readings to the Vaelian science officers. "Admiral, our technologies are different, but we can learn from each other. You have mastered energy manipulation. We have mastered physical engineering. Together, we could discover amazing things." The aliens studied the human data. Their scientists were excited by what they saw. Human technology was simple compared to theirs, but it was also incredibly strong and reliable. "Perhaps," Kael'tar said slowly, "we were wrong about your species. You are not primitive. You are just different." Tejo kept the weapons ready, but he did not target the alien ships. "Different can be good, Admiral. Humans learned that a long time ago. As human repair teams worked on the Vaelian ships, word of the battle spread through space. Other alien races heard that a new species had defeated the mighty Vaelian Empire using simple kinetic weapons. The galaxy was about to learn that humans were not like other species. They did not follow the rules that everyone else followed. They made their own rules, and those rules worked very well indeed. Hansol looked at the stars around them. This was just the beginning. Humans had proven they could defend themselves. Now they needed to prove they belonged among the civilized races of the galaxy. News of the human victory spread quickly through the galaxy. Admiral Kael'tar sent reports to his government. Other alien races heard the story through their spy networks. Within hours, everyone knew about the strange new species that defeated Vaelian ships with primitive weapons. The Morvac Collective received this information with great interest. The Morvac were a hive mind species. Thousands of individuals shared one consciousness. They thought with many brains but acted as one being. Their technology was based on biological engineering and living ships. The collective's central mind made a decision. These humans possessed something valuable, technology that could defeat energy weapons and shields. The Morvac wanted that technology for themselves. Deep in space, 3 Morvac hunter-killer ships began moving toward the Proxima Centauri system. These vessels were grown rather than built. They looked like enormous insects made of metal and flesh. They could heal damage to themselves and adapt to new threats. Captain Hansol did not know about the approaching danger. The Horizon was busy, helping repair the damaged Valian ships. Human engineers worked alongside alien technicians. Both species learned from each other. "Captain," Navigator Haywan called out, "I am detecting new ships approaching. 3 vessels, unknown design. They are moving very fast." Hansol walked to her station. "How fast?" "Faster than anything we have seen before. They will be here in 6 hours." Chief Science Officer Da-Un scanned the approaching ships. "Captain, these vessels are different from the Valians. The energy signatures are strange. Part machine, part something else." Admiral Kale Tar appeared on the communication screen. "Captain Hansol, those ships belong to the Morvac Collective. They are extremely dangerous. My fleet is too damaged to fight them." "What do they want?" Hansol asked. "Your technology," Kale Tar replied. "The Morvac take what they want. They will try to capture your ship and study your weapons. If they succeed, they will become too powerful for anyone to stop." Hansol felt a chill run down his spine. He had brought his crew to explore the stars, not to give alien empires new weapons. "Can we outrun them?" he asked pilot Wu Jin. Wu Jin checked his instruments. "Maybe, Captain. But they are faster than us in open space. We need somewhere to hide or something to slow them down." Da-Yun studied the star system maps. "Captain, there is an asteroid field near the 4th planet. Thousands of rocks floating in space. It might give us an advantage." "How so?" Hansol asked. "Our ship is built stronger than most. We can fly through spaces that would crush their vessels. Also, asteroids are made of rock and metal. Our sensors work better there than theirs." "Engineer," Young Min agreed. "The Horizon was designed to handle impacts. We can bounce off asteroids that would destroy other ships." Hansol made his decision. "Set course for the asteroid field. Maximum speed. All crew, prepare for evasive maneuvers." The Horizon began moving away from the Valian fleet. Its engines burned bright blue as it accelerated. Behind them, the 3 Morvac ships grew larger on the sensors. Admiral Kale Tar watched them go. "Good luck, humans. You will need it." 4 hours later, the Horizon reached the asteroid field. Thousands of rocks floated in space, ranging from pebbles to mountains. Some asteroids were made of iron. Others contained rare metals. All of them were dangerous to ships moving at high speed. "Take us into the field," Hansol ordered. Wu Jin piloted the ship between the floating rocks. The Horizon's thick hull scraped against several asteroids. Sparks flew, but no serious damage occurred. "The Morvac ships are entering the field," Haiwan reported. "They are moving more slowly now. The asteroids are forcing them to be careful." The chase began. 3 alien ships hunted 1 human vessel through a maze of floating rocks. The Morvac vessels were faster and more maneuverable, but they had to avoid collisions. The Horizon could ram through obstacles that stopped its pursuers. "There," Wu Jin said, pointing at his screen. "A cluster of large asteroids. I can fly through the gaps, but their ships are too wide." The Horizon dove between 2 massive rocks. The gap was barely wider than the ship itself. Metal scraped against stone. Warning alarms sounded as the hull took minor damage. The Morvac ships had to go around the cluster. This gave the humans a few minutes lead. Engineer So Young watched the engine readings. "Captain, I am pushing the engines beyond normal limits. We cannot maintain this speed much longer." "How much time do we have?" Hansol asked. "Maybe 1 hour, before we need to slow down for repairs." Security Chief Tae-ho studied the pursuing ships. "Captain, these Morvac vessels are different from the Valians. They seem to be learning from our movements, adapting to our tactics." Da-un confirmed this observation. "The ships are alive, Captain. They can change their shape and behavior. Each time we use a trick, they learn how to counter it." Han Sol realized they needed a new strategy. Running would not work forever. The aliens would eventually adapt to all their tricks. "Wu Jin, find us the biggest asteroid in this field, something the size of a small moon." "There is one ahead, Captain. Iron-nickel composition, about 10 kilometers across." "Take us there." "Fast." The horizon raced toward the giant asteroid. Behind them, the Morvac ships followed. They had closed the distance and were almost within weapon range. "They are preparing to fire," Tae-ho warned. Strange energy beams shot from the alien ships. These were not the clean energy weapons of the Valians. Morvac weapons were messy and chaotic. They could adapt to any defense. "Shields up," Han Sol ordered. The beams hit the horizon's shields. Instead of bouncing off, they began eating through the energy barriers like acid. "Shields failing," Young Min reported. "Their weapons are adapting to our defenses." "Almost at the asteroid," Wu Jin announced. The giant rock filled their view. It was ancient and scarred by millions of years of impacts. Deep canyons cut across its surface. "Take us into the largest canyon," Han Sol ordered. "Captain, that is very dangerous. If we get trapped, do it." Wu Jin piloted the ship into a deep canyon. The walls rose on both sides like mountains. The horizon barely fit between them. The Morvac ships hesitated. The canyon was narrow and dangerous, but their hunger for human technology overcame their caution. They followed the horizon into the rocky passage. "Now," Han Sol said, "Tae-ho, fire all railguns at the canyon walls above our pursuers." "Sir, cause a rock slide. Bury them." Tae-ho understood. He fired every kinetic weapon at the asteroid walls. Metal slugs smashed into ancient rock. Cracks appeared. Chunks of stone broke free. The canyon began collapsing. Millions of tons of rock fell toward the Morvac ships. The aliens tried to escape, but they were trapped in the narrow passage. 2 of the alien ships were crushed by falling asteroids. The third managed to escape, but it was badly damaged. The horizon flew out of the canyon just as it completely collapsed. Behind them, the wreckage of 2 advanced alien vessels was buried under a mountain of rock. "Status report," Han Sol asked. "Minor hull damage," Young Min said. "Engines need maintenance, but we can reach the nearest star system." "The surviving Morvac ship is retreating," Haewon reported. "It is sending signals, probably calling for help." Han Sol nodded. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. The galaxy now knew that humans were dangerous. Some aliens would want to destroy them. Others would want to capture their technology. "Set course for the next star system," Han Sol ordered. "We need to find allies before more enemies arrive." The horizon left the asteroid field behind. 2 advanced alien ships lay buried in rock, defeated by simple human tactics and determination. Word of this second victory would spread even faster than the first. The galaxy was beginning to understand that these new humans were not easy prey. They were something much more dangerous. They were survivors. 2 weeks after the asteroid field battle, the horizon arrived at Nexus Station. This was the largest artificial structure in the galaxy. Built around a dying star, it served as the political center for dozens of alien civilizations. Here, representatives from across the galaxy met to discuss trade, treaties, and laws. Captain Hansol stared at the massive station through the bridge windows. It was beautiful beyond description. Spiraling towers reached toward the stars. Gardens floated in transparent domes. Ships from hundreds of different worlds docked at its many ports. "It is incredible," Navigator Hay-Wan whispered. "How many beings live there?" Chief Science Officer Dae-Eun checked her readings. "Over 50 million, from at least 40 different species. This place is older than human civilization. Communications." Officer Su-Jin received a message. "Captain, we are being contacted by Station Control. They want to know our purpose here. Tell them we are explorers from Earth, seeking peaceful contact with the galactic community," Hansol replied. The response came quickly. "They are assigning us a docking port, but they warn us that we need diplomatic clearance to enter the main Ni station areas." Diplomat Ji-hoon stepped forward. "Captain, let me handle the political aspects. I have studied galactic law for years, preparing for this moment." The Horizon docked at the assigned port. Through the windows, they could see beings from many different worlds. Some walked on two legs like humans. Others floated in tanks of liquid. A few looked like living crystals or metal trees. Ji-hoon prepared to meet with the station's diplomatic corps. He wore his best uniform and carried documents explaining Earth's peaceful intentions. Security Chief Tae-ho assigned 2 Marines to escort him. "Remember," Hansol told Ji-hoon, "we are not here to surrender our independence. We want friendship, but not at the cost of our freedom." Ji-hoon nodded and left the ship. The airlock sealed behind him as he entered the station proper. The inside of Nexus Station was even more amazing than the outside. The corridors were wide enough for large alien species. The walls showed holographic art from dozens of worlds. The air smelled of exotic flowers and strange chemicals. Ji-hoon was escorted to the Diplomatic Corps headquarters. The building was shaped like a pyramid made of glass and light. Inside, hundreds of diplomats worked on agreements between different species. "I am Ambassador A-Cha," a tall, blue-skinned being said. "I represent the Galactic Council. You must be the human diplomat we have heard so much about. I am Ji-hoon of Earth. We come seeking friendship and understanding." A-Cha led him to a conference room. The walls showed images of space and distant worlds. Other alien diplomats were already waiting. Ji-hoon recognized some species from the ship's database. Others were completely new. "Before we begin," A-Cha said, "you must understand how galactic civilization works. Young species like humans have a choice. You can become a protected species under the guidance of an older civilization, or you can face the galaxy alone." "What does it mean to be a protected species?" Ji-hoon asked. A reptilian diplomat answered. "You give up your right to independent space travel. All your technology is monitored. Your people can only visit worlds approved by your protector. In exchange, you receive safety and guidance." Ji-hoon felt his anger rising. "That sounds like slavery." "It is for your own good," A-Cha said. "Young species often destroy themselves or others if left alone. The protector system has kept peace in the galaxy for thousands of years." "And what happens if we refuse?" Ji-hoon asked. The reptilian smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Then you face the galaxy without friends. Most independent species do not survive long. The galaxy is dangerous for those who stand alone." Ji-hoon thought about Captain Hansol's words. Humans would not surrender their freedom. Earth chooses independence, he said firmly. The alien diplomats looked surprised. Most young species chose protection when they learned how dangerous the galaxy could be. "You should reconsider," HR warned. "We have heard reports of your conflicts with the Valians and Morvac. You have made enemies. As a protected species, you would be safe from revenge. Humans prefer to earn safety through strength, not surrender," Ji-hoon replied. The meeting continued for hours. The aliens tried many different arguments. They offered technology, trade agreements, and cultural exchanges, but all offers came with the same condition. Earth must accept a protector. Finally, Ji-hoon stood up. "I thank you for your time, but Earth's position is clear. We will remain independent." As he prepared to leave, alarms began sounding throughout the station. Emergency lights flashed red. Automated voices announced a security alert. "What is happening?" Ji-hoon asked. HR checked her communication device. "Station security is trying to board your ship. The Council has decided that human technology is too dangerous to remain uncontrolled." Ji-hoon ran toward the docking bays. Behind him, the alien diplomats made no move to help. They had expected this outcome. At the ship, Security Chief Tae-ho and his Marines were facing off against station security forces. The aliens wore powered armor and carried energy weapons, but they seemed reluctant to start a fight. "Stand down. Humans," the security commander said. "By order of the Galactic Council, your vessel will be impounded for safety inspection." "I do not think so," Tae-ho replied. His Marines had their kinetic weapons ready. "This ship belongs to Earth, Captain." Han Sol appeared at the airlock. "What seems to be the problem?" "Your diplomacy failed, Captain," Ji-hoon said. "They want to take our ship unless we accept protection from an alien government." Han Sol's expression hardened. "That will not happen." The security commander tried to sound reasonable. "Captain, your species is too young to possess such advanced weapons. We must study your technology to ensure it is not used to harm innocent civilizations. Our weapons have only been used in self-defense," Han Sol said. "We have harmed no innocent beings." "That may change. Young species are unpredictable." Engineer Young Min spoke quietly to the captain. "Sir, I can have us undocked and moving in." 30 seconds. "The station's defense systems will stop you," the security commander warned. "You cannot fight an entire space station." Han Sol smiled. "Watch us." The captain gave a hand signal. Tae-ho and his Marines began moving backward toward the ship. The station security forces raised their weapons. "I would not do that," Tae-ho said calmly. "Our weapons work very well in enclosed spaces." To prove his point, one Marine fired a kinetic round at a metal wall. The projectile punched through 3 layers of station armor before stopping. The alien security forces hesitated. Their energy weapons were designed for ship-to-ship combat, not close-quarters fighting. The humans had the advantage here. "All crew, prepare for immediate departure," Han Sol announced over the ship's communication system. The Horizon's engines powered up. Docking clamps released. The ship began pulling away from the station. "You cannot leave," the security commander said. "Station defense systems will destroy you." "Let them try," Han Sol replied. Weapon turrets on the station began tracking the horizon, but before they could fire, Tae-ho acted. Kinetic rounds from the ship's weapons destroyed several turret assemblies. Other turrets found their targeting systems jammed by the ship's electronic warfare equipment. The Horizon pulled away from Nexus Station. Its thick hull absorbed several energy hits from the remaining defense systems. But the station's weapons were designed to disable ships, not destroy them. They could not penetrate the human vessel's armor. "We are clear of the station's weapons range," Pilot Wu Jin reported. Han Sol looked back at the massive structure. "Send a message to Ambassador Acha. Tell her that Earth refuses all offers of protection. We will make our own way among the stars." The message was sent. The response came back quickly. "The Galactic Council declares humanity a rogue species. All civilized worlds are warned against contact with you. You have chosen to stand alone. Now you will face the consequences." Han Sol turned to his crew. "It seems we have made our choice clear. From now on, we can only count on ourselves." Navigator Heiwan plotted a course away from Nexus Station. "Where to, Captain?" "Anywhere but here. The galaxy is large. There must be species out there who judge others by their actions, not their age. The horizon jumped to faster than light. Speed." Behind them, Nexus Station grew smaller until it disappeared among the stars. Humanity had rejected galactic civilization's offer of protection. Now they would learn if independence was worth the price they would have to pay for it. 3 days after leaving Nexus Station, the Horizon received an unexpected message. It came from a small, independent world called Kepler Prime. The planet was not part of any major empire, but its people had heard about the humans who refused to bow to the Galactic Council. "This is President Noor of Kepler Prime," the message said. "We invite you to visit our world. We are curious about your species and your technology." Captain Han Sol was cautious. After their experiences with the Valians, Morvac, and the Council, he did not trust easily. "What do we know about Kepler Prime?" he asked Chief Science Officer Dae-un. "It is a peaceful world, Captain. They have no military fleet. Their technology is advanced but not aggressive. They seem to make their living through trade and manufacturing." Communications Officer Su Jin added, "Their message came on open frequencies. They are not trying to hide their location or intentions." "Set course for Kepler Prime," Han Sol decided. "But stay alert. This could be a trap." 2 days later, the Horizon arrived at Kepler Prime. The planet was beautiful, with blue oceans and green continents. Space around it was filled with cargo ships and mining vessels. No military ships were visible. "This is Kepler Prime Control," came a friendly voice. "Welcome to our system, humans. We have prepared a landing site for your ship if you wish to. Visit our planet." Han Sol was surprised. Most aliens wanted humans to stay in space where they could be controlled. "You would allow us to land on your world?" he asked. "Of course. How else can we meet properly?" The Horizon descended through Kepler Prime's atmosphere. The landing site was a large field outside the planet's capital city. Thousands of alien beings gathered to watch the human ship arrive. The beings of Kepler Prime looked like large, friendly bears. They had thick brown fur and small black eyes. They walked on 2 legs and used 4 arms to work with tools. President Noor greeted Captain Han Sol personally. "Welcome to our world. I am honored to meet the species that stood up to the Galactic Council." "You know about that?" Han Sol asked. "News travels fast in this part of the galaxy. Many species are tired of the Council's rules. You have shown that it is possible to say no to them." President Noor led the humans on a tour of the capital city. The buildings were low and wide, designed for beings with 4 arms. Gardens filled every available space. The air smelled of flowers and fresh bread. "Your world is peaceful, diplomat," Ji-hoon observed. "We believe that violence should be the last choice, not the first," Noor replied. "But we are not fools. We know that sometimes peaceful beings must fight to stay free." They visited the planet's main hospital. Dr. Minji was amazed by what she saw. The Kepler aliens had advanced medical technology, but they were struggling with several diseases. Our people suffer from a plague that attacks our nervous systems, the chief medical officer explained. We have tried everything, but nothing works. Minji studied the medical data. This disease is similar to something humans faced centuries ago. We might be able to help. You would share your medical knowledge with us? The alien doctor asked. Of course. Healing is not something to be hoarded. While Minji worked on the foe medical problem, scientist Dong Hyun visited the planet's research facilities. The Kepler scientists showed him their latest projects. We are trying to develop better space engines, one scientist explained. But our computer models say it is impossible. Dong Hyun looked at their designs. Your mathematics is correct, but you are thinking about the problem wrong. Humans learned that sometimes you do not need perfect efficiency. Sometimes you just need something that works. He showed them a human engine design. It was crude compared to their elegant systems, but it could be built with materials they had available. It is not beautiful, the alien scientist said. But it works, Dong Hyun replied. Sometimes that is more important than beauty. Meanwhile, engineer Young Min met with Kepler manufacturing specialists. They were impressed by human construction methods. Your ship's hull is incredibly strong, one engineer said. How do you make metal so tough? We hit it with hammers, Young Min said seriously. The aliens thought he was joking. Then Young Min explained how humans used mechanical stress to strengthen metal. The concept was simple but effective. We always try to avoid stressing materials, the alien said. We thought it would make them weaker. Sometimes stress makes things stronger, Young Min replied. This is true for materials and for people. Captain Han Sol met with President Noor in the government building. They discussed galactic politics and trade. The Council will not like our friendship with you, Noor warned. Are you afraid of them? Han Sol asked. Yes, Noor said honestly. But fear is not a good reason to avoid doing what is right. Your species offers something new, a different way of thinking about problems. What do you mean? Noor showed Han Sol a display screen. It showed star charts and trade routes. Most galactic civilizations solve problems by making their technology more complex. Better computers, more efficient engines, more sophisticated weapons. You humans do the opposite. You make things simpler and stronger. Han Sol studied the charts. Is that bad? No, it is brilliant. Complex systems break down. Simple systems keep working. The galaxy has forgotten this lesson. Over the next week, humans and Kepler aliens worked together on many projects. Dr. Minji found a cure for the AE nervous system plague. Her solution was simple, a combination of human antibiotics and alien neural boosters. Scientist Dong Hyun helped redesign their space engines. The new design was less efficient than their old one, but it was cheaper to build and easier to repair. Engineer. Young Min taught them new construction techniques. Buildings made with human methods were stronger and lasted longer. Security Chief Taeho trained their security forces. He showed them that expensive weapons were not always better than simple ones that worked reliably. Your people are teachers. President Noor told Captain Han Sol, you do not just share technology, you share ways of thinking. That is what friends do, Han Sol replied. As the week ended, President Noor made an announcement to his people. Kepler Prime will form an alliance with Earth. We will share knowledge and defend each other against those who would force us to submit. The crowd cheered. For the first time since leaving Earth, the humans felt like they had found true friends. But their happiness was interrupted by an urgent message from Nexus Station. Ambassador HFY appeared on the communication screen. "The Galactic Council has voted," she announced. "Any species that allies with humanity will be considered a rogue civilization. Trade with them will be forbidden. They will be excluded from all council protection." President Noor listened to the message without fear. "Then we will build our own protection. The galaxy is large enough for those who choose freedom over safety." Captain Han Sol smiled. The galaxy might reject humanity, but humans were not alone. They had found others who valued independence over security. "President Noor," Han Sol said, "would you like to meet other species who think like we do?" "Very much. Where do we start?" "With anyone who has ever been told they are too young, too primitive, or too different to make their own choices. The alliance between Earth and Kepler Prime was just the beginning. Across the galaxy, other worlds watched, and wondered if they too could break free from the Council's control. The human way was spreading. The alarm came at 3 in the morning. Ship time. Captain Han Sol was awakened by emergency signals echoing through the horizon. He ran to the bridge, still wearing his sleeping clothes. "Report," he ordered as he arrived. Navigator Hai Wan looked terrified. "Captain, we are receiving distress calls from across the galaxy. Something is attacking star systems. Entire worlds are going dark." "Show me," Han Sol said. The main screen displayed a map of the galaxy. Red dots marked systems that had stopped transmitting. As they watched, more dots turned red. What could cause this? Han Sol asked. Chief Science Officer Da Yoon worked frantically at her station. "Captain, I am analyzing the pattern. Whatever this is, it moves faster than any known ship. It destroys everything in its path." Communications Officer Su Jin monitored. Emergency frequencies. "Sir, I am hearing reports of something called the Devourer. Ships that try to fight it simply disappear." A priority message came through from Nexus Station. Ambassador HFY appeared on screen, but she looked different. Her usual calm confidence was gone, replaced by panic. "All species of the galaxy. We face extinction," she announced. "The Devourer has awakened. It is an ancient construct built by a dead civilization. It consumes energy and matter to fuel its growth. Our most powerful fleets cannot stop it." The transmission showed images of the creature. It was enormous, the size of a small moon. Its surface was covered with mechanical tentacles that grabbed ships and planets. Energy beams shot from thousands of weapon ports. Nothing that fought it survived. "Estimated time until the Devourer reaches Earth: 72 hours, HFY continued. "We are asking all species to contribute ships and weapons for a final battle. This includes humanity." The transmission ended. The bridge was quiet as everyone absorbed what they had learned. 72 hours, Engineer Young Min said quietly. "Not much time to save our home world." "Can we reach Earth before it arrives?" Han Sol asked. Pilot Wu Jin calculated distances. "No, Captain. Even at maximum speed, we need 4 days to get home." "Then we fight it here," Han Sol decided. "Sir," Security Chief Tae-ho said, "our ship alone cannot stop something that destroys entire fleets." Han Sol looked at his crew. These brave humans had followed him across the galaxy. Now he was asking them to face certain death. "I know the odds," he said, "but someone has to try. If we can slow it down, even for a few hours, that might give Earth time to evacuate." Engineer So Young raised her hand. "Captain, what if we do not try to fight it? What if we try to feed it something it cannot digest?" "What do you mean?" The reports say it consumes energy and matter. But what if we gave? It's something explosive. Something that would damage it from the inside? Young Min understood immediately. Our ship's power core. If we overload it, the explosion would be massive. A suicide mission, Taeho said. Yes, Han Sol replied. But it might work. Scientist Dong Hyun ran calculations on his computer. The ship's power core contains enough energy to destroy a small city. But the Devourer is much larger. Then we make a bigger bomb, So Young said. We strip every explosive, every power cell, every fusion device from the ship. We turn the entire horizon into one giant weapon. Da Yun shook her head. Captain, even if this plan works, we will all die. There is no way to survive such an explosion. Han Sol thought about his family on Earth, his wife and children, who were counting on him to keep them safe. He thought about all the humans who had never had a chance to see the stars. Sometimes, he said, saving others is more important than saving yourself. The crew voted. It was unanimous. They would try to stop the Devourer, even if it cost their lives. For the next 12 hours, every person on the ship worked without rest. Engineers removed safety systems from the power core. Weapons specialists prepared every explosive device they had. Scientists calculated the best way to deliver their makeshift bomb. We need to get inside the creature, Young Min explained. The explosion will do more damage from within. How do we get close enough? Wu Jin asked. Its weapons will destroy us before we reach it. Taeho had an idea. What if we pretend to surrender? Make it think we are just another ship trying to escape? The Devourer does not seem to communicate, Daon said. It just attacks everything. Then we ram it, Han Sol decided. Full speed, straight into its center. By the time it realizes we are not running away, we will be too close for it to stop us. The plan was desperate, but it was their only chance. The crew sent final messages to their families on Earth. They recorded their reasons for making this sacrifice. Future humans would know that the crew of the Horizon chose to fight rather than run. 6 hours later, the Devourer appeared on their sensors. It was even more terrifying than the images had shown. Mechanical tentacles, hundreds of kilometers long, reached out in all directions. Energy weapons fired constantly at anything that moved. All ships, stay back, came a transmission from a Galactic Council fleet. We are attempting a coordinated attack. Han Sol watched as 50 advanced warships fired their most powerful weapons at the creature. Energy beams that could destroy planets hit the Devourer's hull. The creature absorbed the energy and grew larger. Then the tentacles struck back. One by one, the Council ships were caught and crushed. Their hulls were torn apart and fed into the creature's central mass. Council fleet destroyed, Haewon reported. The Devourer is continuing toward populated systems. Then it is our turn, Han Sol said. All crew to emergency positions. Prepare for ramming speed. The horizon turned toward the massive creature. Its engines burned at maximum power. The ship accelerated faster than it had ever moved before. Weapons locked on to us, Taeho reported. Energy signatures building. Hold course, Han Sol ordered. Energy beams struck the ship. The shields failed immediately. Hull plating began melting under the intense heat. But the horizon's thick construction held together long enough to get closer. Hull breach on decks. 7 through 12, Young Min reported. Structural integrity at 40%. Almost there, Wu Jin said through gritted teeth. A massive tentacle reached for their ship. Taeho fired every remaining weapon at it. Kinetic rounds tore through the mechanical appendage, but more tentacles took its place. 30 seconds to impact, Wu Jin announced. Han Sol opened a ship-wide channel. All crew, it has been an honor to serve with you. For Earth, for humanity, for everyone who chooses freedom over safety. The horizon smashed into the Devourer's central mass. The ship's thick hull punched through layers of mechanical armor. Deeper and deeper it penetrated, carrying its explosive cargo into the creature's core. Now, Han Sol whispered. Young Min triggered the overload sequence. Every power system on the ship began feeding energy into the main core. Warning alarms screamed as safety limits were exceeded by hundreds of times. The explosion that followed could be seen from other star systems. The Devourer's entire central section disappeared in a ball of pure energy. Mechanical tentacles went limp. Weapon ports stopped firing. For a moment, it seemed like the plan had worked. Then the creature began moving again. It was damaged but not destroyed. The explosion had only slowed it down, but that was enough. Emergency signals came from across the galaxy. The creature's pause had given evacuation fleets time to escape. Billions of lives were saved because the horizon had bought them a few precious hours. The Devourer continued its journey toward Earth, but now every species in the galaxy knew it could be hurt. More ships would try to stop it. Better plans would be made. In space where the horizon had been, only debris remained. But the ship's sacrifice had proven something important. Sometimes courage mattered more than technology. Sometimes one small ship could make a difference. The galaxy would remember the humans who chose to fight rather than run. The crew of the horizon had earned their place among the stars. The explosion faded slowly, leaving only empty space where the horizon had been. But something impossible happened. Pieces of the ship began moving. Hull fragments drifted together. Damaged sections reconnected themselves. The ship's emergency beacon activated. A weak signal transmitted across space. This is Captain Han Sol of the ESS Horizon. We are alive, but badly damaged. Requesting assistance. Across the galaxy, beings stared at their communication equipment in shock. The humans had survived. Their crude, primitive ship had done what no advanced vessel could do. It had damaged the Devourer, and lived to tell about it. The first ship to respond was from Kepler Prime. President Noor himself piloted the rescue vessel. Captain Han Sol, this is your friend Noor. We are coming to help you. More ships arrived. Species that had never worked together before came to assist the damaged human vessel. Even some ships from the Galactic Council appeared, despite their government's ban on helping humans. Engineer Young Min was unconscious, but alive. Chief Science Officer Dae-eun had a broken arm, but was still working. Navigator Hai Wan had managed to keep the ship's basic systems running even during the explosion. How are we still alive? Security Chief Taeho asked weakly. Scientist Dong Hyun studied the readings. The Devourer's energy absorption systems. When our power core exploded, the creature tried to absorb the energy, but there was too much. It had to release most of it back into space. That released energy pushed us away from the main explosion. We rode our own blast wave to safety, Pilot Wu Jin said with amazement. Captain Han Sol was hurt but conscious. He looked around the damaged bridge. Half the ceiling was gone. Sparks flew from broken equipment. But his crew was alive. Status of the Devourer? He asked. Communications Officer Su Jin managed to get the long-range sensors working. It is moving away from populated systems. The damage we caused has changed its behavior. It seems to be looking for a place to repair itself. The rescue ships worked together to save the horizon. Kepler engineers repaired the hull. Valian technicians fixed the power systems. Even Morvac ships arrived with medical supplies. Species that had been enemies were now working as allies. Admiral Kael'tar of the Valian Empire boarded the human ship personally. Captain Hansol, my government wants to apologize. We underestimated your people. What you did here proves that humans deserve respect. We did what anyone would do, Hansol replied. No, Kael'tar said firmly. Most species would have run. You stayed and fought. You sacrificed yourselves for beings you had never met. That is not normal behavior. Dr. Minji treated the wounded crew members. Alien medical teams helped her, sharing their knowledge freely. The galaxy's medical experts learned from each other while saving human lives. The human body is amazingly tough, one alien doctor observed. Your bones are much stronger than ours. Your organs can survive damage that would kill my people. Humans evolved on a dangerous world, Minji explained. We had to be tough to survive. As the repairs continued, news of the battle spread across the galaxy. The story grew with each telling. Humans had faced the Devourer alone and lived. Their primitive ship had succeeded where advanced fleets had failed. A message came from Nexus Station. Ambassador HFY appeared on the communication screen. She looked different than before. The arrogance was gone, replaced by genuine respect. Captain Hansol, the Galactic Council has voted. We formally invite humanity to join the galactic community as equals. No protection required. No restrictions on your technology. You have proven yourselves worthy of full membership. Hansol considered the offer carefully. What about our friends, Kepler Prime, and the other worlds that supported us? They are welcome as well. The Council recognizes that our old ways were wrong. Young species often have wisdom that old species have forgotten. The ceremony took place at Nexus Station 3 weeks later. The horizon had been repaired and looked better than ever. Human engineers had incorporated alien technology, while alien engineers had learned human construction methods. Captain Hansol stood before the assembled representatives of 47 different species. Each delegate wore the formal clothing of their people. The hall was filled with beings of every shape and size imaginable. People of the galaxy, Ambassador HFY announced, we welcome humanity as full members of the galactic community. They have shown us that courage and determination are more valuable than any technology. The applause lasted for several minutes. Species that had never agreed on anything before were united in their respect for the humans who had faced the impossible. Hansol was invited to speak. He walked to the center of the great hall, looking at the thousands of alien faces watching him. Thank you for this honor, he began. But we did not come to the stars seeking recognition. We came to explore and learn. We hope to continue doing, both as partners with all of you. What will humanity do now? Asked a delegate from the Crystalline Confederation. We will go home to Earth, Hansol said. We will tell our people about the wonders we have seen and the friends we have made. Then we will return to explore more of this amazing galaxy. And the Devourer? Asked a Morvac representative. It is still out there, wounded but not destroyed. If it returns, we will face it together. No species should have to fight such threats alone. After the ceremony, Hansol met privately with representatives from many worlds. Trade agreements were signed, scientific exchange programs were established, military cooperation treaties were discussed. "Your kinetic weapons, Admiral," Kael'tar said, "we would like to learn about them. In exchange, we can teach you about energy manipulation." "Our medical knowledge," said a delegate from the healing worlds, "combined with human durability research, could help all species live longer and healthier lives. Our navigation systems," offered a representative from the Explorers Guild, "could help humans reach the most distant parts of the galaxy." Navigator Haywan smiled as she plotted the course home to Earth. The star charts now showed dozens of friendly worlds. Humanity was no longer alone among the stars. Engineer Young Min supervised the final repairs to the ship. Alien engineers worked alongside humans, sharing techniques and learning from each other. "Your people build things to last forever," one alien commented. "And your people build things to work perfectly," Young Min replied. "Together we can build things that last forever and work perfectly." The Horizon departed Nexus Station with an escort of ships from 12 different worlds. They were not guards, but friends, accompanying humanity on its journey home. As Earth grew larger on the view screen, Captain Hansol thought about everything that had happened. They had left as explorers and returned as ambassadors. They had faced enemies and found allies. They had proven that humans belonged among the stars. "Earth Control, this is the Horizon," Sujin transmitted. "We are coming home." The response was immediate and joyful. "Welcome back, Horizon. The whole world has been waiting to hear your stories." As the ship entered Earth's atmosphere, millions of people gathered to watch. The Horizon landed at the same field where it had taken off months earlier. But everything was different now. Captain Hansol stepped out of his ship and breathed Earth's air. It smelled like home. Behind him came his crew, the first humans to travel among the stars and return as heroes. "What did you find out there?" asked a reporter. Hansol looked up at the sky, where alien ships waited in orbit. Friends from distant worlds who had come to meet humanity's home planet. "We found that the galaxy is vast and dangerous and wonderful," he said. "We found enemies who became friends. We found that being different is not a weakness, but a strength. Most importantly, we found that humans have something valuable to offer the universe." "What is that?" the reporter asked. Hansol smiled. "The willingness to do what is right, even when it is dangerous. The refusal to surrender our freedom for safety. The determination to help others, even those who are different from us." He looked at his crew, then at the alien ships overhead. "The galaxy is our home now, and we are going to make it a better place for everyone." The crowd cheered. Children pointed at the stars with wonder. Earth's first journey to the stars was over, but humanity's adventure among the galaxies had just begun. In space above, alien diplomats prepared to visit Earth. They came not as conquerors or protectors, but as friends eager to learn from the species that had taught the galaxy what courage really meant. The universe was vast and full of wonders, and now humanity was ready to explore them all.